All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, May 5th. We got 3 MLB plays coming your way in today's video. This should be our last road video. Then we'll get back to normal videos. So that is the good news. The bad news is how we ended up doing yesterday. And man, oh man, I'll tell you. I mean, we swept 2 nights ago, so I'm feeling pretty good, right? We come in yesterday, we go 0-3. We had a push there with Ernie Clement. He did come in the game, but gets avoided because he did not start. The problem is, this is not the only part that we sucked at yesterday. We had a bad MLB day, a really bad NBA day, and man, oh man, we're in Vegas, right? On the tables, the slots, whatever we touched yesterday turned into absolute you-know-what. So hopefully today's a little bit better because yesterday the vibes felt like they were high coming off of the MLB sweep, and then literally anything I touched was just like, so tough to see there. We had the Guardians Blue Jays first 500. That does not come through. The Mariners Rangers first 500. Nope. And then the Dodgers Braves over. They finished at, I believe it was 7 runs. So not exactly the best day there, but you know what? We can only go up from here, right? It does stink to go roller coastering from a sweep of a night feeling good to a reverse sweep. So yeah, luckily we don't have the soundboard because I'd womp the hell out of myself right now. But let's go ahead and dive into play number 1. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. It's funny, we got a lot of positive comments in yesterday's videos as well, even though the play stunk. So I was like, you know what? At least that helps. That counts for something, right? Play number 1 here is going to be the first 5 total going under in Kansas City in Chicago here. And Chicago, the White Sox, not the Cubs. The Cubs, we do have a play on, actually, now that I say that out loud, though. But all right, so we have Cole Reagans on the mound going up against Shane Smith. Smith has honestly been, I guess, one of the more respectable, we could say that, right? More respectable White Sox pitchers, which is crazy to say because obviously they don't have too much, but he's got a 2.23 ERA here on the road, a .83 WHIP, 3.21 FIP. It jumps to a 3.8 expected FIP. Still not all that terrible. 179 batting average against 24.4%, 25.4% K rate on the road, 4.8% walk rate, ground ball rate 1.06. So I do like his numbers here, especially on the road. He's going to throw a lot of fastballs. Kansas City dead last in terms of runs above average against fastball. Throws the slider. They're kind of middle of the pack there. And then changeup, dead last in terms of runs above average against the changeup. So the pitch mix should be there. The only concern I have about kind of fading the Kansas City offense is, are we starting to see something, right? Their last couple games, the offense has looked okay. That's not great for an under, right? But there's a bigger sample size of our offense kind of stinking so far this season and I guess recently than what we've seen them be really good at. So, yeah, I'm trusting Smith here, which is crazy to say. He's a White Sox pitcher, but giving him the rock. And then also on the other hand, Cole Reagans. I don't know if we have to explain this side all that much. We have Cole Reagans, who's having a good year himself, 1.17 whip, 2.275 FIP, an expected FIP that's at 2.5. And he throws, fastball, cutter, changeup, all those pitches. Other than the changeup, actually, the White Sox just stink against lefties here. Last 30 days, batting just 200, WRC plus of 63, on base percentage 264, OPS 569, ISO 105, slugging 305. Not all that tremendous, right? So hopefully Reagans can continue doing or continue pitching and having a good year. When it comes to Smith here on the road, 3 starts on the road this year, all hit the first 5 under, which is good to see. Then we have Reagans at home, right? Which on a season, Reagans actually been pretty damn good. He's hit the under in 69, nice percent of his games. But at home, we do have to worry a little bit. He's 1-2 to the first 500 when pitching at home. But again, he has more starts kind of under his belt here, just overall. So hopefully he can kind of keep it going and Kansas City's been a first 500 team because of their offense. So hopefully that offense really isn't kicking into gear, and we have a good little look here today. Let's keep it going with a first 5 play. We just said the Cubs. We talked about the White Sox Chicago team. I said we got to play with the other Chicago team, the White Sox, and paying a little bit of juice here, but I do like the Cubs on the first 5 money line here in this one. So this matchup is going to be based on a few different things. Boyd, I do like, and we've actually rolled with a few times this year, right? He's pitching for the Cubs. His ERA looks good. You look at some of his advanced numbers, and maybe he's tailing off. Remember at the beginning of the year, he looked like he was shoving. But this is mainly, I would say a backing of the Cubs offense, a fading of Landon Rupp, who I've tried to cast the line of, hey, I like you, and it seems like we just can't trust him, right? So fading the opposite pitcher. riding with the offense, and also not really wanting to fully go bullpen for bullpen. So couple different factors into this one as to why we're keeping it to the first five. But again, this first five money line, it'll push even if they are tied after the first five, which is good. But hopefully Boyd can get that fastball and slider down. The fastball being the really important one. This is a San Francisco team last 30 days, 29th in the league in terms of runs above average per 100 fastballs seen. A lot of guys in their lineup that you'd normally be kind of afraid of. Not the best against lefties, which is good as a team. Last 30 days here, 210 average against lefties, WRC plus of just 80, on base 282, ISO 142, slugging 352. They are hitting a lot of fly balls, which is, I don't want to say worrisome, but Matthew Boyd has had some struggles with fly balls. I'm just hoping that he doesn't necessarily have the the hard hits today, and they are playing in a situation with 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing in. So I think that that'll help out as well. But I don't expect this to be a massive high-scoring game. It's realistically a game in which I think that the Cubs could be winning like 3-2 at the end of five, finish up winning like 4-2, 4-3, that type of thing. So when I'm backing the Cubs offense, it's just that I think that they'll get the timely hits. If they go out there and score 10 runs and help us out here, sure. But I'm not saying that the Cubs offense, even though they are that good, I don't think that they go out there and absolutely smoke today in terms of what we have for weather and whatnot. And even still, like, yes, they're averaging nearly 6 runs per game on the year. They are coming off a game with 0 runs, so maybe they do kind of light a fire under their own asses and go out there and score a bunch of runs today. All right, play number 3. Let's go ahead and jump into that one. It is a player prop. And you know what? I've been staring at this one for a couple days now and have not pulled the trigger on it. We're going to go Jared Chirillo here, under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Yeah, minus 160, kind of a lot to be paying here. But honestly, the way that this thing's been popping up on my screen and we just have not pulled the trigger on, I'd play this. I would price this, I should say, around minus 170. So even though it's a lot of juice and some people might not cross the boundary to that minus 160 number, that's fine, to each their own. I do think that this is a minus 170-esque prop. And then looking more and more into it, other books like DK, even some of the peer-to-peers have this in the minus 170s. MGM right now minus 160. He's hit this in every game this season, which obviously the minute we go to take it now, he's going to have himself a day, right? But what I like here, he's going up against a right-handed pitcher in Miles Michaelis. Do I love Michaelis? Not so much, but Triolo, 34 plate appearances here against righties in the year, on the year, 125 average, which is good, right? He only has 1 RBI, 0 runs, just 4 hits, 6.8. Yeah, you heard that right. 6.8 WRC plus. You flip it over to Michaelis against right-handed bats. His batting average on the year against is 259. Against right-handed bats, 224. Woba jumps down from 295 to 269, and he's going to throw the slider. Triolo cannot hit the slider right now. Fastball, sure, and then the sinker he doesn't hit. So the 2 of the top 3 pitches that we will see should be pretty good. You can even move the curveball and change and whatnot, but it's realistically that slider that Michaelis loves to throw, I think, is a great matchup here for us to fade Trillo. But again, he's 0 for 19 in terms of games this year in hitting the over, so 19 for 19 hitting the under. It takes your boy who had some bad luck yesterday, takes your boy just rolling with him to all of a sudden change his season. So you know what? I either say you're welcome to me and you guys for this play cashing, or you're damn welcome to Jared Trullo for jinxing, or I guess reverse jinxing him in this sense. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Like I said, it was kind of funny. I'm reading the comments yesterday, and obviously I know we have a bad day, so it's like all the negative comments. It's like, yeah, buddy, I feel that too. And someone's like, these picks stunk, and it's like, hey, thanks ESPN, but I can check the box scores as well. But I do appreciate all the ones being like, bad day today, let's bounce back, and it's like, yeah, that kind of makes me excited. You know what I mean? So really do appreciate it. We had a bad day gambling yesterday at the table, slots, everything we touched. So I don't know if it can get much worse today. Famous last words though, right? We'll catch you guys in the next one, right? Peace out.